Hello everybody, Dave Neal here, stand-up comic, host of Bachelor Nation News. In this video, we're going to discuss Susie Evans and Clayton Echard. Is the non-proposal a more successful model in the Bachelor universe? The idea of not forcing an engagement to someone you've only known for 3 weeks, does it take the pressure away? Well, Susie opens up a little bit about her experience on the show. She doesn't address the lack of proposal, but that's just a theory I'm having, that things are looking pretty good right now for those that didn't put a ring on it. So take that, Beyonce. Follow me on Instagram, at DNeals. I'll have stand-up show updates. I've got a show next Friday night in North Hollywood, California. I've got other shows that pop up here and there. So at DNeals right there. And I'm going live on Patreon right after this at 10 a.m. Pacific time, patreon.com/Dave Neal. So let's get into this story. I'm going to share with you guys this nice little love letter that Susie left for Clayton. I'm also going to share a couple of their TikToks and go through some of their general whereabouts. But first, to prove my point, those that put a ring on it aren't doing too well as of late. Right here.
All the good men.
We are all the good men.
They don't exist.
They don't.
Michelle says they don't exist. But then she blows a kiss to Nate, her now ex-fiance. Steve Harvey with the mustache.
You nothing. They don't.
Now, I don't know how Family Feud works. I don't know. Maybe she was just trying to get the right answer. Either way, we've got rushed engagements with Claire and Dale, Katie and Blake, Tayshia and Zach. The only relationship that has worked out as of late so far, knock on wood, Rachel Kirkconnell, Matt James. No engagement. And also, of course, Susie and Clayton. Clayton's season ended. Well, I shouldn't say ended, but his time in Europe ended with him alone, and then he reached out to Susie, he slid into her DMs, and they've since made their relationship not only work, but thrive, learning about each other's differences and coping with the different ways that they communicate and all that good stuff. So here's Susie. Does a ask me a question. Always great for Instagram engagement. I actually started doing these on my Instagram, and I have to say, they're quite fun and easy to do. It's an easy way to make content. People get to ask the questions, and you can answer or not answer. So many delays, missing my connecting flight to Washington tonight, so ask me a question. What was your first job ever? She said babysitter, and then when I turned 16, I was a hostess at Red Star Tavern in City Center. I've been bustling and hustling for years, y'all. Susie's got work ethic. Susie's got a full-time job as a videographer. She's crushing it on social media. You might think my channel, if you want to get into the old X-Files music, my channel might be a Susie and Clayton propaganda channel. Now, I'll just say this. People are going to ask, Dave, what about what Clayton did on his season of The Bachelor? Clayton has apologized for putting himself ahead of maybe some of the other people, the contestants, the ladies on the show, where he was trying to make the best decision for him. And I'm sure of it, that if Gabby and Rachel discuss Clayton in the future, they're going to understand and have empathy for the position he was in, because now they're in a position where they're having to deal with sort of the trials and tribulations as they exist with being the lead of a show. So Susie and Clayton, we're happy for them. Next question, what airline are you flying? Just curious which airlines are delaying flights. Delta. It started out as a weather issue, but then they did some silly stuff. We sat on a plane for 3 hours and then deboarded. It's so messy. Did you like being on the show? Okay, now it gets interesting. I was really nervous to go and kind of on edge because I was scared there would be a gotcha moment and would be blindsided or tricked, but then every week it got better and better. I felt so beyond lucky and just felt overwhelmed with gratitude to even be there. I honestly couldn't believe it was happening. All of the incredible people, every new city, every experience. Date felt more special than the last. It truly felt like the adventure of a lifetime. And then suddenly it was no longer fun. And now I just look back at it as one of the most interesting experiences of my life. It forced me to become stronger than I could have imagined. I feel like I learned some hard lessons, and I'm still reflecting on a lot of them. My theory, one of them at least, is that Clayton was convinced that Susie wasn't there for the right reasons because of words said to him by producers. That's my theory. My theory is they said, hey, Susie already agreed to be the next Bachelorette. Now, what they probably do is they probably take the final 3 women and say, all right, he's going to pick one of you 3. 2 of you 3 are going to be heartbroken. Would you be the next Bachelorette? Well, I'd consider it. Okay, hey, Clayton, she said she'd be the next. She wants to be the next. No, that type of deal. They'll never say it. They sign these sort of NDAs for life. They got that Scientology 10,000-year contract. But that's my thought. So obviously they had fights over that and they lost trust. But as soon as they got rid of the common denominator, producers, drama, TVs, they've been perfectly fine flourishing. And I'm not here to say their relationship's perfect. You might find out tomorrow that they have a blow-up fight and end things. But they look like they care about growth. They look like they care about choosing each other, not pursuing perfection as if nothing ever will go wrong, but understanding that they're each trying their best. And that's what's important in a relationship. If you could be a fruit, what fruit would you be? She says, I think I'd be a strawberry or a lemon. Very nice. Very sweet. Heartbreak advice when you ended it and it was the right choice. Stay strong, sis. I'm a firm believer in doing what is right for you. You can't pour into someone else when your glass is empty. I would say focus on yourself, your goals, stay busy with the things that bring you to life. When you miss that person, try to remind yourself of the reasons why this is a good thing. What brings you to Washington? I'm desperately trying to get there for a wedding. I will be filming tomorrow. Good luck. I hope you got there. Do you have a college degree? She says, I got a digital cinema arts degree from Lindenwood University in 2015. Do I think a degree is essential? Absolutely not, but my college experience certainly shaped me in a positive way. So she got a degree 7 years ago. She's got such a young, youthful vibe that you would think she's still in college. Where are your glasses from? Do you have a link? And there they are, her glasses link. Favorite thing about Clayton, he puts so much effort into our relationship, always adapting and growing with me. Also, we laugh hysterically together. They are for sure 2 peas in a pod on their social media. Totally fun. And of course, this information was also reflected by Rachel on this past episode of The Bachelorette. Of course, eyes were turned. I don't have the clip with me, but you guys saw it when she said eyes were turned, ears were turned, necks were turned. When Rachel said, Clayton treated me more special than these guys are. So clearly he's a people pleaser, and that's always good in a relationship. You know, obviously I had to set boundaries and this and that, but you should make more Instagram reels. You know, I've actually filmed like 5 and only posted 1 so far. I have some film, but just need to find the time to edit. Oh yeah, let me tell you, from one creator to another, Susie, editing, it stinks. Being a Bachelor Nation fan before the show, have there been past contestants you met and realized they suck? Not a single person has sucked. I haven't met that many. Well, you haven't met some that I have. I haven't met that many Bachelor Nation people, but every single one has been better, kinder, more relatable in person than I would have imagined. We've had people reach out over the phone as well, and those conversations are telling and interesting as flip. It's so vulnerable putting yourself out there for the world to judge, and at the end of the day, what makes us appealing isn't being on a show, but who we are off of it, in my opinion. But like I said, haven't met too many Bachelor Nation people. I would like to think that if you get to know someone, they are generally better than any light they may have been portrayed in on television, even if they were portrayed wonderfully. But think about it. We all have a friend or a few that would totally be a villain on a reality show. I say that with love, and I guess as one myself to some of you. And you still love the stuff out of that person, but that's just your friend that's really blunt or says the wrong thing, doesn't give a flip what people think, or any of those other things that rub people the wrong way. Do you have a friend that would be a villain? She asked yes or no. And she admits here that she is a villain to some. Some people see her as a villain. And she says, LMAO, this has been treacherous. I slept in the actual airport last night. By the time my plane got to Minnesota for my layover, it was about 12:30 a.m. and my connection flight was long gone. I waited in a long line for reticketing. There were issues with the app and hotel accommodations, and they ran out of hotels. They suggested trying to book one further away on our own. By the time I would get there, I would have only had about 3 hours before I need to get back for my next flight. So I curled up on a bench and napped off and on until now. I look puffy and grumpy, but I'm only puffy. I have snacks, so I'm actually okay. Yeah, I personally don't, connecting flights stink, especially when you're, having flights be canceled, but she looks very glowing there. So she responds, do you have a friend that would be a villain? 93% said yes. 7% said no. And she said, anyone that voted no, you're the villain. That's absolutely right. If you don't think you've got a friend who would be a villain, you're the villain. And this is just like what I said in the last video, that if you give If you give sound bites that are bad, toxic, villainous, whatever on the show will just blow them up. They will make them bigger and badder than whatever you said. It doesn't mean you weren't necessarily coming off in the right light in the first place, but as Clayton will tell you, there's something about being a little hangry. There's something about a little loss of sleep. There's something about living with a bunch of strangers, all going after the same person, that tugs at your soul and can always sometimes not bring out the best version of yourself. All right, Susie, give us that update. 57 minutes ago. I've officially been in this outfit for 24 hours. One more flight and I make it to my destination. Thank you to everyone sending the positive vibes. This is going to be so worth it. I can't wait to share with you guys the wedding location and amazing couple. Yeah, I'm sure the bride-to-be is following Susie's Instagram being like, she better make it. You know what I mean? Anyway, so there they are. And here's Clayton's update on being hangry. Let's get to it right here.
Happy Friday, everybody. Wanted to share this with you all.
Happy Friday.
I listened to this audio book. It's called Eat Smarter by Sean Stevenson, I believe is his name. I just started listening to it. And it was really cool. If you ever wonder why you get hangry, well, what is happening is when you don't eat for a while, your blood sugar levels drop. And in response, what your body does is it releases cortisol, which is the stress hormone, to raise the blood sugar levels back up. So obviously, if your body's releasing a stress hormone, you're going to become irritable, hence why you become hangry. Thought that was really cool. Just want to share with you guys. Hope you all enjoy the weekend.
The more you know, folks, the more you know. Yeah, that's a good one. And of course, Clayton is using his social media to share some really great things. Not just scooting around the world, but look at them on these bird scooters here, just doing the thing. You got to go follow their social medias. They are fantastic. They're well made. They're funny. Honestly, you watch one, you got the slow-mo. Really great stuff. And then here we have Susie, by the way. Watch this one.
Lately, I've been hopping on my free beat lit bike to start
this,
my morning
by the way,
golf ride.
this is how you influence.
On-demand classes and the beautifully Swiss
Great voiceover.
I can't help but just feel myself.
Good
every
hair
time I'm
flip.
on this bike.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm just finishing up my workout.
I'll leave you to it.
Okay. I'll see you later.
See you later.
What's Clayton doing?
All right, baby, time to crush Susie's score. Let's go.
The
With over 100
dedication.
levels of resistance, there's a challenge for everyone, which means I can beat Susie and everyone.
Clayton.
Hey, I thought you left.
Yeah, I forgot my bag.
Oh.
Oh, you trying to beat my score? You're gonna have to do better than that. With the virtual.
How funny. I love it. This is so good. This is, please, whoever's paying Susie and Clayton to be influencers, pay them, excuse me, I'm choking up. Pay them more. I love it. By the way, they did great voiceover work here. This is called ADR. It's when you add the voice in afterwards, and then they have to match what they said in the video to the audio. They got clean audio, great video, good slow-mo shots, great inserts. I'm not kidding when I say this. Bachelor Nation doesn't deserve this level of production quality. Unbelievable. Great work, Susie. Clayton, 100% commitment. Good job there. I'm going to watch this one again. Not kidding. Love what you guys are doing. We'll talk to everyone later. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. I'm also on Patreon right now. If you want to hook your boy up with a little afternoon tea, come to patreon.com/DaveNeal. We'll talk to you guys later. Good luck, Susie. I hope you have a fun time at the wedding. Bye, everybody.